Thank you to the Monmouth Independence Chamber of Commerce for this opportunity to reflect back on the last year. Like the headlines swirling through space in an old newsreel, sorry kids, I'll explain that another time, events take on a different significance as I review the year 2021 in Monmouth, Oregon. But two themes seem to stand out: resilience and growth. Our community's resilience was tested in a physical way during very rare weather events. After supporting our neighbors to the east and west from the Santiam Canyon to Lincoln County during the firestorms the previous September, we called in help for the ice storm in February of 2021. As most of us awoke very early in our dark homes to crashing limbs and crackling trees, crews from Monmouth's Power and Light and Public Works departments were already on the job. And though many neighboring areas were without power for days, most of our town had power restored within 13 hours. With help from crews as far away as Tillamook, staff did not stop until every light was back on. In June, we faced an historic heat dome, testing our support systems once again. In both those events and a surprise Christmas night snowfall that actually stuck around for a couple of days, neighbors and sometimes complete strangers stepped up to help in any way they could. These kinds of disasters show our better natures. The helping and kindness displayed quickly ease the division and rancor that seems to intrude on so many social interactions these days. For over half of 2021, Western Oregon University's Warner Center became a public health center, drawing people from all over the valley and state to get vaccinated against the SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus. Salem Health and its West Valley Hospital and clinics have been strong partners with forthright communication throughout the pandemic. And Western's Community Health Department continued to provide bilingual and bicultural communications and contact tracing assistance to Polk County's skilled but overwhelmed public health department. Our local businesses have shown amazing resilience in the face of ever-changing expectations and regulations. The city has been able to use pandemic relief funds from the federal and state government to assist with business promotion, technical assistance, even personal protective equipment and cleaning supplies. But it is the investment, the ingenuity, and the perseverance of these business owners that have made them not only survive, but thrive. And we are proud to welcome many new businesses to Monmouth during this last year, and know we will work with our partners, the Monmouth Independence Chamber of Commerce and the Monmouth Business Association, to foster their ongoing success. Look for the Love Local Scratch-Off campaign that started last week as a great way to support Monmouth businesses. The second Saturday in June is typically bustling with proud Western Oregon graduates bringing in family to fill the stands to celebrate their incredible accomplishments. 2020 saw a completely virtual ceremony, but last summer, a wonderful compromise was found. Students were brought in to the stadium in small groups, sometimes arriving in convertibles or limos even. With their families standing right in front of the platform, they walked across the stage to receive their diplomas. Commencement marked a farewell to Dr. Rex Fuller and his wife Susan as he retired as Western's president. We will miss the partnership Rex brought with the city, and we will all miss the energy and talent Susan brought to so many organizations in their time here. Summer wasn't the same in 2020 without the festivities associated with the 4th of July in Monmouth and Independence. And in 2021, we were grateful to once again participate in a parade between the two towns, as well as spend time at our own festival in Main Street Park. And fear not, the Rotary is hard at work planning for this year's parade, so stay tuned. Also, thanks to the Monmouth Business Association, our community once again gathered on Wednesday evenings to hear music in the park. September marked a return to in-person learning for both Western and the Central School District students and staff. Talk about resilience. It has taken heroic effort with the surge of a more deadly coronavirus variant and then another more transmissible variant to keep students and staff in school full-time. The pivot to distance learning was a huge challenge, of course, but it has created innovation in teaching practices that will serve students far into the future. The Monmouth Library and Senior Center both returned to see more patrons in person. And as with education, some of the changes made during the pandemic continue as they better serve residents of all ages and abilities. Last but not least, we are fortunate to have incredible, resilient partners in the City of Independence, Polk County Fire District 1, Western Oregon, and the Central School District. Those organizations, along with our elected Oregon legislators, Representative Paul Evans and Senator Deb Patterson, and other partners in business development and government, have been steady hands during this time. This group, known as All Hands, has been a constant resource for the city, and its leaders have been models of public service during this very difficult time. My personal thanks go out to Mayor John McArdle for his ongoing leadership and encouragement. So, growth. In January of last year, Monmouth swore in a city council that better reflected the community. For the first time, a majority are women, and we have 2 councilors of color and a much better range of ages and length of time in the community. I am proud to work with Council President John Kerry, Councilors Christopher Lopez, Roxanne Belts, Carol McKeel, Rebecca Salinas Oliveros, and former Mayor John Oberst. Each of them has also taken a leadership role across the region and state on topics such as economic development, intergovernmental cooperation, homelessness, transportation, equity, and local government leadership development. Along with Monmouth's first female city manager, Marty Line, this group carried on a meaningful conversation which led to the adoption of 3 value statements for the city. Our decisions now center on these values: sustainability, communication and engagement, and diversity, equity, and inclusion. Since 1964, city councils, community groups, consultants, and staff have talked about the need to replace the 1929 fire station turned Monmouth City Hall. Those talks turned to a reality in May, when voters passed a bond measure to complete the funding for a new city hall. The unreinforced brick masonry building had no remaining historically unique features, and staff had frankly run out of ways to keep the electrical going and the leaks plugged. Demolition of both City Hall and the Cinder Block Volunteer Hall will take place in just a few short weeks. More to come. September of last year saw another first in Monmouth, a month-long celebration of Hispanic heritage, storytelling in both visual banners and verbal stories, crafts, music were shared throughout the community. Banners on the downtown light poles for that celebration and others to come, including the beautiful banners for this current celebration of Black History Month, are being displayed through private fundraising efforts. In addition to new celebrations, it's hard to beat old traditions. Western's campus once again hosted the lighting of the holiday tree, a student-led light parade, hot cocoa, and Santa's arrival on a fire truck brought cheer. And in honoring another tradition, cheers also went up against the backdrop of that lighted tree as couples used that time to offer wedding proposals in front of friends and family. The next day, Making Spirits Bright returned to Main Street Park and included the Polk County Fire District Chili Cook-Off, which I highly recommend. Judges had a very difficult time narrowing down the winners in the annual Griswold Light Decorating Contest. Winners in both residential and commercial entries were announced, and the comments about their efforts were absolutely glowing. I can't mention growth without acknowledging the construction activity that has not slowed at all during the last 24 months. I know many who are enjoying their daily Starbucks without having to go to Dallas, although I'll always be a Bugles and Brooks and Terry's girl myself. And all of the other businesses that are coming to Monmouth in Ash Creek Station. I'm also very excited to see the lights on in Monmouth Commons, the 4-story mixed-use building that is changing the face of our downtown forever. Growth brings pains, certainly. But this proves that Monmouth is a very desirable place to live, learn, and love. We are welcoming so many newcomers who bring diversity, expertise, and talents to our community. Are there challenges? Yes. And work is ongoing to overcome those. But the best days for Monmouth are ahead, and I am proud to do that work as we get there together. Thank you.